Hello, and good day or good evening. First, I would like to introduce myself. I am Dr. Mahesh Das, the 8th president of the Boston Architectural College. On this momentous day, we welcome the BAC's graduates, their families, friends, alumni, and esteemed guests to our commencement ceremony for the classes of 2020 and 2021. You may now be seated. Joining me in also welcoming the guests on the stage today in Cashieri Hall, this delightful sacred space, I ask that each guest stand as I call your name and please remain standing. Joining us from Ahmedabad, India is our Doctor of Design Honoris Causa recipient and keynote speaker, Professor Balkrishna Doshi. On all our behalf, I thank him and his family for kindly joining us despite the extreme pandemic conditions in India. I also thank his granddaughter, architect Khushnu Pantaki Hoof, director of the Vastu Shilpa Foundation, for partnering with us to make this day very special. Joining me in person are Richard Martini, chair of the BAC Board of Trustees, Judy Nitch, Vice Chair of the BAC Board of Trustees, Vic Liptak, Vice President of Academic Affairs, James Ryan, Vice President of Enrollment Management, Sydney Leo, Vice President of Finance and Administration, Heather Sullivan, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Don Hunsicker, Dean of the School of Design Studies, Maria Bayalta, Dean of the School of Landscape Architecture, Karen Nelson, Dean of the School of Architecture, Richard Griswold, Associate Vice President and Dean of Students. Please be seated. We are streaming and filming this ceremony through a 360-degree virtual reality camera. So you could join the stage party in 4 dimensions from any device now or later. Most importantly, we are here to celebrate you, BAC graduates. Over the last 15 months, under the pall of an historic pandemic, the entire world has withdrawn into a cocoon. The BAC, however, has emerged as a butterfly, stronger, transformed, compassionate, dynamic, and resilient, guided by our highly acclaimed Back to the Future vision and strategic plan. The scourge of racial violence has awakened a movement for social justice that resonates with the BAC's mission of diversifying the design fields. The entire college stands in solidarity with this extraordinary movement for change. During these challenging times, you have shown extraordinary strength and patience. You have accomplished a significant milestone, launching you on an extraordinary trajectory. You are graduating from the BAC, an institution for design education that has been consistently ranked as a center of excellence among the top schools in the country. This is thanks to the dedicated work of you, our students, faculty and staff, and the growing support from BAC alumni, trustees, and friends. Some among you are the first in their families, as I was, to attend college. Among you are spouses, parents, and even grandparents. Among you are refugees and dreamers. Some of you have already completed a career or two on Wall Street or in the engine room of a submarine. Many of you left behind your families, as I did 30 years ago, to come to the United States. Or you may be living with your family, earning your BAC degree from anywhere around the globe through the BAC Cloud Canopy. No two stories are alike, but there are shared stories as you commence your life with a BAC pedigree. Each one of you is sought after as graduates of a top-ranked design college. You are valued for your leadership, humility, sensitivity, and ingenuity. You are valued for empathy and curiosity. You are celebrated for grit, for learning simultaneously from academic and practice settings, putting in long days and nights. You have broken glass ceilings, risen above cloud ceilings to soar high. All your stories now have one thing in common: the BAC, your alma mater, your professional habitat for life. We sail on this ship together. Our students from 45 countries are represented by these flags standing behind us as sails on BAC's ship. I call this ship a 131-year-old startup. I ask each of you, are you ready for your next exciting expedition into unknown waters? Many of you have heard me describe the BAC as the great banyan tree of Boston. Where I grew up in India, the landscape is punctuated by certain enormous trees, members of the fig family called banyan trees. The largest such tree, called the Great Banyan Tree, lives near Kolkata, India. It is estimated to have taken root around the year 1769 AD. In the 250 years of its existence, this tree has grown to be half a kilometer wide, 10 stories tall, and cover 3.5 acres of land. Its massive limbs are supported by craggy prop roots that become trunks. These prop roots start out as slender aerial threads and descend onto pockets of decaying leaves and rich soil to eventually thicken and become trunks. No wonder the Great Banyan Tree's 3,600 prop roots give it the appearance of a forest. When I began learning more and more about the BAC, it reminded me of the Great Banyan Tree from my childhood. Our students, faculty, staff, trustees, alumni, firm partners, friends are all the prop roots. As you graduate today, you will continue to spread the BAC's roots far and wide, and perhaps you will sail across to other lands. but you'll always be connected to the great banyan tree of Boston. Congratulations, graduates of 2020 and 2021. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the chair of the BAC Board of Trustees, Mr. Richard Martini. He serves as the Executive Vice President at the Fallon Company. Richard is also a 1984 BAC graduate of our college. He soon concludes his second term as a chair of the board and as one of these two individuals to my left responsible for bringing me to the BAC. In recognition of his service to the college, I would like to decorate him with the BAC Medal of Honor and then invite him to address our graduating class. Richard.
Good morning. President Doss, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations, graduates, the classes of 2020 and 2021. You did it. You persevered through the rigors of the BAC Education and Practice Program and through the impacts of a pandemic. Great work and a testament to your tenacity, grit, work ethic, and adaptability. I would like to acknowledge and thank the BAC faculty, staff, and administration for their support of this great institution, and most importantly, in support of these students. This BAC team in this room, in these walls, outside these walls, literally and virtually jumped through hoops, inside and outside the box. Thank you. We are here to celebrate the tremendous efforts of these graduates and the support of their families and friends. We are very proud to celebrate their diversity and their talent. Graduates, you are now part of a very special group of talented individuals, an integral part of our built and imagined society, helping us all make this world a better place. Through your designs and collaborative ideas, I urge you to continually learn from your life experiences and personal interactions. Work hard and focus your time and energy on the type of projects and the people that you love. Fear nothing when you tackle a new project, work, or community opportunity. Your confidence and experience will help you excel past your peers, and frankly, probably already has. Apologies, but I do have a spoiler alert. You will have a few bad days, you probably already have, over the span of your life and career. Everybody has them, but learn from your failures. They will make you stronger, smarter, and more compassionate. Key aspect, remain calm. As much as we would like to, we can't control what happened yesterday. Pursue your dreams and goals every day. Enjoy what you do, and if you don't like it, change it. Change it. Change jobs if you're not fulfilled, growing, and learning. I'm going to go off script here for just a second. You know, one of the things, my trajectory after the BAC is exactly that, but it's a trajectory, I would say, a little bit like a heart monitor, maybe, up and down all over the place in varying states of panic over a studio project or a project due at the office. And I think the key is through all those things, my BAC experience from studios to any kind of lecture courses helped me get through those when I thought back to how I adapted and worked within those. So I started out on the 1-year plan, is what I refer to it as. About every year I changed jobs, not really on purpose, but I got to a point where I learned a certain amount and I said, okay, I'm done with this, I'm going to try something else. And that the BAC actually helped me do that. And I wasn't afraid to change jobs. Sometimes it was a move up, sometimes it was a move sideways, but it was always the intent of what can I learn now? How can I do it better? And I think that's something that I want to encourage all of you to do. After the 5-year plan, I went into an architectural and engineering firm, and by the way, I taught during the 5-year plan at the BAC, which you should all try to do. I encourage you to do that, even if not here. It's a great opportunity, and it actually really broadens your experience even more. But after that, I went on to a architectural and engineering firm in Boston. We did a lot of great projects, small things. And then I decided it was time to get out there on my own. And I did that for 5 years before we had one of several recessions that we've all adapted to and gotten through. And interestingly enough, I got a call from a headhunter. And of course, the first thing I said is, who gave you my name and why? But, you know, having done that and having then changed from being in architecture and engineering and going to work for a large company that did hotels and hotel development, again, it was a change, a complete change. It was different. But I said, why not? Why not try the challenge? If I don't like it, I can change it again. So I did that for a while until that company merged with another company, and then I actually relocated. And having gone through that and having worked with people all over North America, again, it just broadens your scope and magnitude and experience, and you just meet amazing people and types of people. So again, I encourage you, don't be afraid. And then last but not least, after they started to get out of development, I decided to come back to Boston. And I've been back in Boston for 20 years working as an architect, owner, developer. And probably the most interesting thing is that I ended up working on a project, Fan Pier, that is a studio project I worked on 35 years ago. So talk about a circle. At the time, I designed a tall ships museum. We didn't do that, unfortunately, but it was an awesome glass structure when I was a student 35 years ago. But again, I really encourage you to stretch, reach. Don't be afraid to change. Fearing change is not something you should do. I absolutely encourage you to broaden those possibilities as much as possible. And now I'm going to flip slightly to just politics because I think it's very pertinent in these times. And I think I just want to add that if you don't agree with some ridiculous political point of view, of which I think there are many out there these days, or lack of view, lack of wanting to do anything, challenge it and organize positive change. Lack of response, lack of getting involved, frankly, at this point is unacceptable. Each of you has the ability now to help solve a crisis. I am very confident that within this graduating class, we have multiple future leaders. Each one of you possesses those traits. Every day, make it your personal goal to move forward with compassion, optimism, empathy, and respect. Whatever you choose to do with your BAC education and experience, be passionate and have fun. We look forward to each of you making your neighborhood and this world a better place for all. Congratulations to the classes of 2020 and 2021.
It is now my pleasure to invite the co-chair of our Alumni Advisory Council, Rand Lemley, to offer congratulatory remarks.
Hey, look at that, you made it. You're now a graduate of the Boston Architectural College. And on the behalf of my fellow alumni, I am pleased to welcome you to the global body of design leaders who have walked those same concrete halls, endured those late night studio crits, and similarly worked their tails off at the office. We're a group that knows how to be scrappy. And we've always found those weird spots around campus to hide our models, haven't we?
We're a group that knows how to practice time management, balancing a three-way commute. And for you distance students, that commute was even longer, even if it wasn't as often. Balancing a three-way commute between work, school, and home, and somehow still convincing each one of those that they were the real priority. We're a group that knows what positive change through design looks like in myriad ways, small to large, every day, whether it be through housing advocacy or a gateway project and community action, or self-started parklets and the propagation of human-centered design.
And you are a distinctive group among our alumni body. You managed to navigate not only the physical world, but also this new digital world as a part of your BAC career. As the world shut down and we retreated into our homes, which became our offices, our classrooms, and recreation spaces, you kept each other sane and blazed new paths in an unfamiliar world. All right, so this is the time when I would typically ask you to do something kind of cliche. Everybody look to your left, look to your right. These are your colleagues, the ones you helped and got help from in the computer lab and woodshop. You called when your model got busted while writing the T to ask if they had spare glue or materials. The ones with whom you group stream Netflix while studying. And these are the ones who helped each other get that first job in an office and helped you navigate the early design career jitters. These are the times worth remembering. I have some great news for you. Those times don't stop just because you graduated. Instead, you join all the rest of the alumni on the other side, where we're ready and eager to congratulate you on your accomplishments. Because we know getting through the BAC is quite the accomplishment. And we want to come alongside you as you define the next steps of your career. Because if you haven't noticed, we've been with you the whole time, whether that's in your firms or in the classroom. And we encourage you to join us in staying connected to the BAC now that your formal education is complete, whether that's through teaching, mentoring, attending lectures, hiring students at your awesome firms. We're donating to the scholarship fund so that the next generation can join us on the other side. We are incredibly proud of you. You bring bold, fresh, challenging ideas to design. All BAC alumni shine brighter because of where you're taking us. So welcome to the worldwide Boston Architectural Club.
Thank you, Ran. That was incredibly well done, well said. Now, to introduce our valedictorian students, I would like to invite Dean Beth Lundell Garber.
On behalf of the practice faculty, staff, and partners, we have written a credo with 3 things for you to remember, so grab a pen. First, we believe you are unstoppable. Your accomplishments in the design studio, the classroom, the office, and at home go above and beyond. As designers and BAC graduates, you have the ability to make the most out of every single precious day, and that ability is unparalleled. Second, we hope that your path forward is not determined by fear. Lead with bravery. We are deeply proud of your fortitude. You have shown incredible courage in the face of adversity. You are not just taking classes on how to become a design professional. You are design professionals, and we are relying on you to stay out there and transform the design profession. Third, we know this to be true. Later is now, and now it's time to celebrate. So let's start by hearing from some of you. It is my honor to introduce the valedictorians of the class of 2020 and the class of 2021.
Good morning and congratulations, class of 2020 and 2021. I'm humbled and honored to be this year's valedictorian speaker. I started attending college 7 years ago. Not at the BAC originally, but 7 years ago nonetheless. I dropped out of college not once, but twice, and I was sure I would never quite reach the end, that I might just always have classes towards something and never a degree for something. When I returned to the idea of completing a degree program, I came to the BAC for a tour, and I remember feeling this certain energy and an overwhelming sense of place and purpose there. I won't lie and say that the BAC was like a second home, or say the energy I felt there was strictly positive, because in truth, it wasn't always. But from what I could tell in that tour, people at the BAC got stuff done. I remember in City Lab meeting two of my closest and dearest friends, Jay and Gabe, and having a crazy and silly idea to make our City Lab video about Spider-Man for some unknown reason, rewriting the lyrics to the campy theme song and going full out starring Jay in a Spider-Man costume, running around Boston. It was not by any means a thoughtful theme or a powerful content in any way, yet the zeal and effort we put into it reflected the caliber of student the BAC seems to draw. What you do doesn't have to be wildly complex or profound, because that's not what makes something good. Anything worth making is just authentic and genuine, and reflects some bit of truth about yourself. I can't speak to everyone's truth, no one can, but I can speak my truth and hope others find relatability in it. It does bear recognizing the conditions under which we have all completed our schooling, some of us with far fewer resources at home than others. I assume that none of us moved to Boston, attended the BAC, and practically lived in 320 Newberry or 951 Boylston with the expectation that at some point we would be doing that all from the convenient suffocation of our own rooms and apartments, least of all our administrators. It turned the celebratory experience of completing your final book, final presentations, and final reviews into a soft fizzle, and I think we all feel a little cut short for the amount of time and effort we spent on our degrees. So how can we create celebration in not only an incredibly heavy year on a grand scheme, but a heavy year for us each personally? Whether it's a day, a weekend, or a month, I think it is important for us all to mentally pause and really celebrate what it means to have completed our degrees. I know that those of us who just finished this year are probably getting the first solid nights of sleep in a long time this week. I know those of us who graduated last year probably finally have time for hobbies, families, partners, and adventure again. That deserves to be celebrated and also retained. Yes, completing this degree is about time and effort, but it's also about agency and power. We now have the power to walk in the world as designers, not students, and the agency to make decisions that affect the future of our discipline. How we want this field to look and feel can be shifted simply by the mindsets we adopt and the communities we design and make space for. Endowed with the privilege that comes with a college degree, we can strengthen and foster stronger, more sustainable future communities, not by assuming their needs, but by listening and responding to their needs. It doesn't take wildly complex or profound solutions, just ones that are authentic, genuine, and true. Thank you and congratulations, fellow graduates.
Hello, my name is Andrew Mitchell. I am Bachelor of Architecture. I am honored to have a chance to say hello to all of you today, and I'm thankful and grateful, super grateful for all the help my friends, classmates, teachers, professors, staff. So many have helped you. All of you have helped me in so many different ways, all along the way, in unexpected, amazing ways. Thank you. I'm sitting here wondering what to share, and an Orchard Oriole came and was taking a drink in a stream. I'm sitting in a friend's garden. They designed this stream here, and the Oriole was taking a drink right next to a robin. Robin's a typical everyday bird. An Orchard Oriole you don't see very often. They're these bright orange black birds. You'll hear them, but you don't see them very often. It reminded me of the BAC because when I first got to the BAC, everything was wild and new and unexpected. I grew up in a monastery here on the Cape, Church of the Transfiguration, and they were a huge part of who I am today. But when I got to the BAC, everything was something I'd never seen before, and special and wild, and But what I came to learn was what was special was you all. I fell in love, I think it's safe to say, with most of you. And, I think that's something the pandemic has really taught a lot is, what is special. And for me, it's you all. You shared with me a love of what you do, whether it's landscape, interiors, architecture, which grew in me, and now I have my own love of architecture, which is a huge part of my life every day. And I'm super grateful and thank you. But I wanted to share with you a story my mom told me once as a kid about an artist who was this frustrated artist. He was stuck in this situation he couldn't get out of. He really couldn't find a way out of all the troubles that were going on, and he eventually realized that he was in this story, that he was a character, and that he had a role to play. And he started to play that role, and he started to draw, or no, he started to paint a door in the sky. Now I got a little distracted thinking about this. Was it a flush panel door? Did it have a left out swing? Was it brass hinges? No, it's a threshold. It's a void. Anyhow, that door, the artist eventually came back to once he played his role, and he believed in that door, and he opened the door and walked right through it. And the BAC is that doorway for many of us. I suppose for some it's the hinges that need a little bit more oiling. But regardless, we've all had this very thorough training, which gives us the capacity to create so much more than doorways. And with all the creativity and talent that was bouncing around the BAC, I'm excited and looking forward to God knows what, where all of you will go and do, and looking forward to catching up someday and seeing where the story will lead. Thank you.
BAC graduate class of 2021, well done. We have had the privilege to receive a top-ranked education at the BAC. An excellence in design education coupled with a proficiency in technology paved the way for overcoming a year filled with uncertainties. Thank you to the BAC faculty, staff, and alumni for your flexibility and creativity. Congratulations to a group of steadfast, resilient, and persistent graduates. Your accomplishment speaks volumes about your character as you navigated graduate school through a pandemic. It is an honor to speak on your behalf today. This experience reminds me of a time when I harvested mussels with my uncle off the coast of my childhood town in Brazil. We were hoping for an epic feast that night. From the beach, we hiked through giant boulders to the other side of the mountain and began to harvest the mussels from a small island a few yards off the coast, only to be suddenly halted by a vicious thunderstorm. The only reason I made it home alive is because I was surrounded by a group of people who were more concerned with fighting for one another versus fighting for their own lives. My uncle snatched my hand as I slipped to most certainly my death while attempting to jump. A group of fishermen shined a light and led us through a cave when night fell and we lost our way. I'll never forget the feeling of the soft sand around my toes as we slid down the last boulder onto our home beach. It felt very much like it does right now. Graduates, through the storm of the pandemic, we overcame as a team. Reflect back and remember the times when you extended a hand, or you shared a light and led the way, or someone snatched your hand as you were falling. Thank you, Gustavo, Mark, Jesse, for your many words of encouragement during that first studio. We are here together. We made it to the beach. Now we take a moment to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Thank you to our families and friends who were with us through it all. Together, we social distanced, we lost jobs, we moved, we lost loved ones, we gained new loved ones, and we found time to dive into our studies. Many times, it was the power of our loved ones that kept us going. I know this was only possible for me because of all the things my wife Kaylee graciously did that went unseen, because of the joy of my little two sons, Ezekiel and Alessio, because of my coworkers, Ross, Chris, Jason, and Rich, who always gave great feedback and kept my projects going when my school tasks became priorities. Thank you. Class of 2021, as you go forth on your new adventure as professionals, remember to extend a hand, share a light, lead the way, fight for one another. Be the servant architect. It's about the people. That's how we overcome any storm that stands in our way. Congratulations.
Weren't those extraordinarily inspiring words from our valedictorian students? I'm so proud of you. I've so enjoyed, and I carry those stories with me forever. And I really miss seeing you here. So hopefully we'll get to see each other soon in person. Now, it is a moment of remembrance of an important member of our community whom we lost recently. I'm honored to announce the awarding of a posthumous honorary degree to a longtime BAC professor, Francisco Chip Piatti, who passed away on October 8, 2020. During his time at the BAC, Chip was known for cultivating a sense of community, excitedly cooking dinner for his students, was always a welcoming and accepting presence at the college. Among the audience, we have members of Professor Piatti's family. I'd like to recognize them. Mary Murphy, Steve Piatti, and Phil Piatti. Thank you so much for joining us. To speak about Chip's contributions, I now would like to welcome Professor Ian Taberner.
It is my honor to share a few words with deepest respect for our Francisco Chip Piatti. Chip Piatti had been an instructor at the BAC since 1990, teaching in degree studies, Masters of Architecture thesis, and most well known for his and our favorite course, Roadside Collage. In the tradition of our institution, Chip Piatti was a great educator. Chip, you were often at your very best with the most challenging of educational conditions. In your teaching, you brought a confidence that was contagious and instilled a self-belief for success. You empowered your students with a capability to do their very best work, which they often carried forward into their future studies at our school and later in their professional life. Passionate, caring, spiritual are the words to best describe your gifts. You loved God, people, life, theater, architecture, and the Boston Architectural College. You taught from your love of the materials, a sharing of the knowledge and the understanding of our traditions of concurrent learning, of practice and academics. Chip, you cared for and carried our institutional memory forward to our students. Not many know that you had recently completed your designs and construction of the Chapel of the Women Doctors of the Church, located at St. Paul's in Harvard Square. It is simply beautiful. We know you would have brought your students to see. Even less know of your aspirations to begin coursework towards your doctorate of architecture this fall. We are overjoyed to know that this is going to be realized today. I have two great memories to share. Who can forget you frantically racing around the BAC, working in the kitchen, preparing something to eat for your soon-to-arrive students? You understood that our students often miss dinner while traveling to the school. Whoever thought there was such a thing as mashed potato pizza? The memory I hold dearest is of you singing Mass at St. Stephen's Church in the North End on Christmas morning. We had been meeting since 2013. After service, and without fail, we would visit the 14 stations of the cross in the chapel, all rendered in wood, all carved by Dean Arcangelo Cassieri. Back and forth our discussions of art, texture, expression, meaning, carving, making, each year the same without fail. You and I, like Vladimir and Istragan in that great play by Samuel Beckett. We all miss you.
Thank you, Professor Taberner, for those moving words, memories. I know that many in our community are really heartened to be able to have this opportunity to commemorate. And so thank you. Now, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Boston Architectural College, I hereby confer upon you, Francisco Piatti, the posthumous degree of Doctor Honoris Causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Thank you, Chair. Now, today we have been given an incredible gift by the 2018 Pritzker Architecture Prize Laureate, Professor Balkrishna Doshi. While we are honoring him today with a Doctor of Design honoris causa, he is indeed honoring the entire BAC community by accepting our recognition and joining us today virtually. Professor Doshi, you are a teacher, a mentor, a creative force, an institution builder, and a gentle giant. Your illustrious work has made outstanding contributions to the world culture, transformed communities, and inspired generations of designers, including me. Professor Doshi, you would have felt right at home at the BAC. In 1945, the year when the BAC celebrated its 56th birthday and became the Boston Architectural Center, you were taking a painting class at the Institute of Modern Art in Pune. 2 years later, at age 20, you joined Sir J.J. College of Architecture in Mumbai. 3 years later, you decided to take up an invitation from a friend to go to London and prepare for RIBA exam. Then, by serendipity, you went to Paris, where you met Le Corbusier, who was working on Chandigarh. There, for 4 years, you learned from the master and received real education in architecture from a master in practice. Later in your career, you taught at my alma mater, University of Pennsylvania, and invited another great master, Lou Khan, to India to design Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, and collaborated with him for 12 years until he passed away. You describe your firm as an ongoing school where one learns, unlearns, and relearns. Your educational and practice experiences mirror the BAC's educational model. Learning from practice setting has been integrated into our curriculum since our inception. Thus, I consider you to be the BAC's kindred spirit. You described your gurus, Le Corbusier, as the acrobat and Lucan as the yogi. I describe you as a rishi, a maharshi, a great sage. I'm not the first to say so. At the Pritzker Prize ceremony, the selection committee chair, Glenn Markett, called you the sage of the profession. I place you in the creative constellation of Nobel laureate poet Rabindranath Tagore, legendary filmmaker Satyajit Ray, and great dancer Rukmini Devi Arundale. As you do, these creative titans connected the mundane with the spiritual, married the timeless with the timely, and revealed life's profound essences in simplest of experiences. As they did, you too strive to find a socially relevant idiom that speaks to contemporary times while building on rich cultural traditions of the place. Your life and career could only be described as epic, spanning 20th and 21st centuries, multiple generations, cultural movements, collaborations with legends, and multifaceted institutional pursuits. If we cut a longitudinal section through the architectural and urban history of India and indeed the world culture over the last 100 years, one name is writ large: Balkrishna Doshi. While the number of your projects might be measurable, the impact of your influence is immeasurable. The ripples of your work have reached and continue to reach the farthest shores of the world. Earlier, I likened the BAC to a great banyan tree. Professor Doshi, to me, you are also like a great banyan tree, an institution unto yourself. You are an inspiration to us all. Understated, lyrical, authentic, and mythological, your works reconnect us with what matters: life. You once said, one must choose to be a child of the universe with humility, curiosity, presence, and joy. Above all else, you are an exemplary human being. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Boston Architectural College, I hereby confer upon you, Professor Balkrishna Doshi, the degree of Doctor of Design honoris causa with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. So please help me celebrate Dr. Balkrishna Doshi. While he has joined us virtually today, and he is here today, he has also kindly provided 2 pre-recorded videos. One of them consists of highlights from my dialogue with him held earlier this week. So I'd like to share those with you now. Please.
How can I thank you for being so kind and nice to me, for offering this honorary doctorate? It's a great honor for me. Thank you. I was just thinking that if we have to talk about architecture and whatnot, I just remember 2 instances. Few weeks ago, a professor called me from Columbia, and I just told him that when I started the School of Architecture, not knowing history or not knowing anything, I discovered one thing. How does one teach history? And I told the students, the third year students, that if you want to know what it is, can you design as a problem an imaginary animal? The moment I said that, there was so much difference, because if you go by the history and then start talking about architecture, etc., but if you talk about something which is completely different, unknown to us, that what is the idea of an animal? What is that? Where? And strangely enough, the students learn climate, functions, elements, relationships, and then they also talked about climate, they talked about culture, they talked about activities. And I thought that this is something which one should remember in changing times, that holistically, if we don't see things, it doesn't work. I think the best solution, the best way to find is look at holistically. Give time. What I found is we are moving very fast nowadays. But the only way to talk about it is let's go slow. You know, all the ancient buildings talk about slowness. Historical buildings, if you look at them, and particularly the one that Kiriwar Paladio. So it's not the question of building form, etc. It is how do we enlighten, how do we really give people a glimpse of what they were aspiring and what is the surprise to them, which they will cherish all their life. So, thank you so much for giving me this chance.
Good evening, Doshi ji.
Good evening. See you. Namaskar.
Well, it is so wonderful to see you.
Well, I'm so glad and honored.
Great. Well, I must say this is a gift to me and to all of us at the Boston Architectural College.
Well, I must tell you that I could not attend the function ceremony, but because I'm not traveling.
Yes.
But I hope we will get some time soon after that, let the COVID be over.
Doshi, I wanted to ask, in a way, your real education, if I could say so, took place in Paris. Would it be fair assessment on that? That in Corbusier's office, you received a certain education?
Well, actually, the office was a studio. There were people from all over the world.
Right.
Latin America, Africa, Europe, everywhere. And I was the only Indian. There was also a person who was Greek. So the people came from different places. They were all qualified, speaking different languages. And in Corbusier's office, he only came in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, 2:30, and then he would be there till 6:30. But there are huge tables, and everybody was doing a project. There were 5, 6 projects going on of different kind. There were houses, there are private houses, then there was a museum, then there was another kind of building. So here is a person where I have no idea. I have not gone to school of architecture. I mean, I went but 3 years, but I was not really sure. And I'm looking at those drawings and I can't understand. And not only that, but they were at a very large scale.
Yeah.
It is not an ordinary tiny, the screen is not like this. It's a big imperial sized table.
Yeah.
And the sections are drawn there. And Corbusier was working on the High Court and I got into that. Also in the Milona's building. Now, when you start doing it like this at that scale, and then he would come on the table, and then he will show me, he would take a pencil and draw. And then he would say, you see now, and first thing he would draw is the human figure. So he tells me one day, do you know how to make things look, small things look big and big things look small? The figure was there, but the opening changed. Those are the few lessons I learned and I have never forgotten.
That's extraordinary.
These are the lessons which I have seen in ancient buildings,
Yes.
folk buildings, ancient classical architecture, anywhere in the world. These are the kind of elements which make buildings, which make architecture, the threshold, the steps, the niches, the projections, the positions of openings, the recesses, and the scales. So really, what was it that I learned? I learned because over time, I'm saying I was there for almost 4 years, and gradually I began to understand. He would draw with me, and draw with a line which is holding like this without touching the thing. So everything for me was precious, delicate, sensitive, and then he was talking. So it was a live demonstration from a great master to an innocent young designer of working there, It's like a potter who does with the clay and gives you with the children, and he starts showing you how they work. And when you see those fingers, and when you see that clay and the hand, and the gesture and the space between the hand and like Louis Kahn would draw, but he would never touch the paper. His hand would never be on the drawing. It would be lifted. So all those things which were there, today we are working on the computer, we are with a distance, we have everything ready. So these are the kind of things which have made me, as a result, what happened is, I began to notice little things in the classical architecture, or the thing I talked to you about Palladio.
So wonderfully said, and I just can only imagine what a precious learning moment or moments those were in Corbusier's office. It also kind of hits home here because at the BAC, we have practice integrated education. So students, 97% of our students actually learn from practice setting and academic setting simultaneously. And I thought you would definitely be at home at the BAC.
Sure.
With this kind of education.
Let the corona go, then I'll be there.
Excellent. That is wonderful. What kind of advice would you give to our graduates?
I think I would only say there are people coming from all the young architects, graduates now are really searching. So there is really not much to give as advice, because they themselves want to know where they want to go. But I only like to say that if you can discover something for yourself, which awakens you, and that becomes your memory. And if that memory you can carry with you while you are practicing, without getting influenced by other pressures, I think that's all there is. You love your life, you love what to do, and you love discovery every day. Corbusier's thing was this. He was every day spending 4 hours for himself. But every time he came, he would be fully involved. And so was Professor Kahn. They were people I learned, and I'm so lucky and I'm really thankful to them that I became aware about life's preciousness.
Yes. And in a way, you actually...
And history's preciousness.
Yes. And I was going to say that you actually wanted to seek the guru in Corbusier, but also you invited Kahn.
Yes.
In that sense, you invited a guru, but he also learned a lot from you. In that sense, it is mutual.
But I must tell you something, that Kahn would not have come. I was teaching at Penn, and when I had this job of Indian Institute of Management in Ahmedabad, I told my client friend that I'm going to invite Professor Kahn. When I met him in Aspen, I talked to him and I said, Lou, can you come to Ahmedabad? There are 4 buildings of Corbusier in Ahmedabad, and Ahmedabad is a city like this. And the moment he heard that there were 4 buildings designed by Corbusier, he pondered for a while and says, maybe. I said, no, you come first, see it, and then you say. And he continued to come until the last day. 12 years he was with us.
Yeah.
And how much I learned from him.
Yes.
The preciousness of life.
Yes.
First of all, I love what I do.
Yeah.
And I want to challenge myself.
Yeah.
So 2 things, what you love, which you know, and you challenge what you don't know. But in both, you are present.
Yeah.
Your soul is present. And you have no other sense of time or space. You are not in a hurry. You are in love with what you are doing. So I would only say, love what you do, and that's all there is.
Yes.
Because that reverence gives, when you are in love, you can give everything. Well, Mahesh, I must say that it has been wonderful to talk to you, and I'm so glad that you are so open, curious, articulate, and it was pleasure for me. And I'm sure that if things happen, things are good. I don't think soon, but sometime someday, I would love to come and pay a visit and pay my respect to the university there. And also I want to again thank you, the university, the Vice Chancellor, the board members for giving me this chance to be with you for a brief moment and for the occasion that you have created specifically for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Doshi. Thank you so much for such an extraordinary gift for us. And we are going to award the medal and the diploma to Dr. Doshi, which will be sent to him in India after the ceremony. So we look forward to staying in touch with Dr. Doshi, and we certainly look forward to welcoming him in person at the Boston Architectural College in the near future. So thank you. And a longer version, by the way, to all of you out there, a longer version of his dialogue will be published as part of the launching of the BAC channel with President Das, series of dialogues with leaders soon. So please stay tuned. I would now like to invite our Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Vic Liptak, to present the candidates for the various degrees to be recommended by the respective deans of our 4 schools. The names will be read by the Dean of Students, Richard Griswold. Vic.
Thank you, President Das. I offer greetings and appreciation to the families and friends of those who are here today to receive their degrees as the culmination of their design education. And I welcome you, the recipients of those degrees, to a new role within the BAC's academic community, that of peer, by virtue of your perseverance and success in your studies and your developing practice. There is public value in your degree. It will be recognized by those with whom you collaborate and work, and it serves as a sign of quality to those who may seek your expertise. I propose there is yet greater value in your education, as it will serve you throughout life, in your family, your community, and in your vision and endeavor for a better, more just world, one in which the built environment elevates the human spirit. I now invite Don Hunsaker, Dean of the School of Design Studies, to acknowledge and present the candidates from the programs within Design Studies.
Welcome, graduates, colleagues, and guests. There is a teaching technique called the 1-minute paper. At the end of a class, the teacher challenges the students to write down in 1 minute the most important lesson learned in that class period. This is my 1-minute paper and my most important lesson learned after the year of the pandemic. Be inspired. Be inspired by the scientists whose innovative design spirit created the COVID vaccine in warp speed. Be inspired by our often dysfunctional form of government, which supported that effort and is now making the vaccine available to everyone in the United States and offering it to other countries. Be inspired by demonstrators who cry out for justice and equity for all races, religions, and ways of life. Be inspired by the individuals, organizations, and institutions that are working collectively to stabilize and possibly reverse our devastating impact on the environment. Be inspired by our empathy and compassion for lives and love lost. Be inspired by spring. Be inspired by the undaunted, face-covered children running carefree in the schoolyard. Be inspired by our dedicated and resilient faculty and students and their ability to explore, to think, to share, to learn, and to create in the world of Zoom. This is my pandemic lesson. Find and cherish inspiration and be inspired. Now I would like to welcome back and recognize last year's graduates, the class of 2020, and present to you, President Doss, the 2021 candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Design Studies and Masters of Design Studies. They have inspired me every day this past year.
Sean Gross. Harmohit S. Panesar. Kavita Ramchandra. Giovanna Araujo. Stephanie Brick. Rachel Pykert DeSanto. Alexander P. Gordon. Laura Watts. Amira Yancey. Alyssa Fortune. Amanda Zattel. Yamil Victoria Aponte. Stephen P. McGovern. Samir Joseph Samaranhi. Arthur Wallace Simonson. Sama Mohammed Alid. Anwar Al-Khatib. Della Donahue. Carola Hatujan Blumendahl.
Thank you, Dean Hunsaker and Dean Griswold. I now invite Maria Bealta, Dean of the School of Landscape Architecture, to acknowledge and present the candidates from the programs within landscape architecture.
Good morning and welcome, parents, family, and friends, alumni, recent graduates, and graduating class of 2021. Together, we are in the midst of a transformational landscape with nature shifting and where the cultural values of diverse and growing communities underscore each and every grandiose ideal of space. Our landscape architecture profession is quickly evolving, offering more ways for creating vigorous and meaningful places of encounter and longevity for everyone. Each of you has mastered the intricate lessons that the bachelor and master programs in landscape architecture have required, imagining spaces that are working with the ecosystems and where there is more room to grow. You are connecting with firm leaders and launching your professional practice experiences as the first generation of design agents. And even though well over a year now, the constraints of this real pandemic have impacted global populations and certainly your own ability to collaborate at 320 Newbury with fellow classmates, you have endured your work with great success and with tremendous aspirations. The doors for meeting new colleagues from around the world have opened through the clouds, and together you are stronger, cultivating joint visions for the future. I want to thank you for coming along to explore the possibilities for our spaces with the dedicated faculty of the School of Landscape Architecture. I am grateful to each one of you for your tireless design inquiries and for the magically romantic experiences these will offer communities across the earth. Today marks a magnificent moment in your journey of life as you are now crossing to the other side, leading forward the fresh new path you have sowed for the world. I would now like to welcome and recognize the graduates of the class of 2020 and present to you, President Mahesh, the 2021 Master and Bachelor candidates for graduation in the School of Landscape Architecture.
Lindsay N. Douglas, Cameron Mello, Brittany Gale Dixon, David Preston, Xiang Lu Shen, Shan Yu Tina Wang, Prafula Devanapalli,
Dean Bayalta and Dean Griswold. I now invite Denise Rush, Dean of the School of Interior Architecture, to acknowledge and present the candidates from the programs within Interior Architecture.
Greetings, family, friends, colleagues, and graduating students. You have shown unprecedented grace and grit during the last 15 months of this global pandemic. I am thrilled to be here to celebrate our graduating interior architecture students. You all have found a way to quickly socialize and take your classes via our virtual platforms of various kinds. Together, we've learned new vocabulary and really the impact of the interior environment since we're all working from home, studying from home, and venturing out into our lockdown world. Your energy, tenacity, imagination, and innovation is to be greatly admired. Your capstone projects, degree projects, thesis projects have really shown your integration of the world that we live in. You have incorporated COVID mitigation strategies into your built environments, and that is to be commended. I look forward to interacting with you as design colleagues, You are no longer my design students. I would like to welcome and recognize the graduates of the class of 2020 and present to you, President Das, the 2021 candidates for graduation in interior architecture.
Christine Gallant, Claire McGill, Hayem Al-Nati, Admas Hail-Mescal, Anna Vieira, Alexandra Haslett, Imran Khan, Barbara Fatima Lopez Salazar, Haley Sargent Mosher, Anna Vivoda, Anith George Vergesi, Laura Louise Shue, Lolwa Al-Harbi, Hind Mohammed Alamin Faal, Laura Ronan Huang, Camilo Belcazar, Abigail Landers, Izmini Eleni Markogiannakis, Marissa L. Meads, Lauren O'Brien, Swapnil Patel, Laura Naim Zarwi,
Thank you, Dean Rush, and again, Dean Griswold. I now invite Karen Nelson, Dean of the School of Architecture, to acknowledge and present the candidates from the programs within architecture.
Architecture holds people, holds time, holds our breath. It holds our ideals and our spoken words. For me, the study of architecture is an ongoing conversation with those who came before, those present, and those we don't yet know. Architecture can be a spatial work that performs sustainably. It can also fray social bonds or heal and create just spaces. Architects, makers of these works, form a community, one with a common language, one with struggles and obsessions, and a common bond to change the world for the better through shaping the environment. We bring our individual identities and passions together to make the work stronger through dialogue with one another. How can we imagine a collective future that is more perfect? After a year of struggle, it's now my honor and pleasure to welcome you graduates as you change from professionals and students to professionals and colleagues. I hope that you'll return to the BAC to teach, to mentor, and to share your insights and works with the larger community. Let us continue to hold this conversation. We want to welcome and recognize the graduates from the class of 2020 and present to you, President Das, the 2021 candidates for graduation from the Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Science in Architecture degree program, and from the Master of Architecture program.
Ragid Bakir, Chiara Cardona, Marielle Patrice Frederick, Mohammed Aminul Haq, Omar Abdi Ali Hussein, Miri Lopez, Yaisen David Ramirez Luna, Maria Markova, Rajiv Pandey, Harmohit S. Panazar, Christopher Para, Jordan Swenton, Colton Van Etten, Chaoyang Wang, Sarah Woodward, Bart Weiyong Zhang, Danny Clark, Jody A. Janis, Aigal Abizgildina, Reem Zayed Al-Zayani, Edward Abshayev, Jose Baliard Calderon, Jose Joey Cardona, Alan Carvalho, Edwin Cheng, Luis Miguel Correa, Danielle Delgado, Francis Demoo, Khalid El Almi, Amber Rose Estrada, Megan Gallahue, Ivan Grakoff, Alberto Gutierrez Fuenmayor, Yanhua Qi, Kristen Hunt, Catherine N. Iipingi, Efe Inse, Nandini Jain, Arjith Noel Janardhan, Nirav Javeri, Pranati Joshi, Renato Kasai, Elise Jolene King, Melissa Lawyer, Kristen Lee, Alicia Liskiewicz O'Connor, Natalie Madden, Dax Morton, Sheila Ojazishi. Rushikesh Patel. Jose Paz. Sylvie Patani. Philip Rizzo. Kristen Rush. Camila Samuel. Shruti Sinha. Miles Masters Smith. Soumyashri Sridhar Murthy. Claudia Tapia. Tan T. Tran. Caitlin Ternausic. Erin Marie Martin Ueck. Sarah Joy Yo. Nora Badreg. Fernanda Castillo. Jenna Lynn Croto. Sarah M. Alamin Fall. Jiwei Hong. Mariam Turab Mandiwala. Albelis Manon Fortunato. Andrew Mitchell. Ivana Maria del Rosario Muzo Lopez. Carlotto Muzo. Salma Noor. Tobiloba Boganoiki. Apurva M. Patel. Anthony Pietroforte. Chongbing Chiang. Nathan Rosaza. Akasia Sermelli. Yosef Tolbeck. Han Yi Wang. Grace Wo. Si Yu Zhou. Vincent J. Scarlatti. Gustavo A. Barron. Antonio Loreto. Carolina P.S. Bitti. Miranda Alice Brodsky. David Lee Kennedy. Brooke Young. Nicholas Dyer. Stephen Olivier Gonzalez. J. Sophie Rigo Rami.
Amanda Cashilo. A. Joseph Kilo. Alan Lai. James Louis Margata. Johanny Marte. Stefan R. Modelovsky. Hannah Oji. Gerlame Pinto. Sergio Ramos. Young Savvy, a.k.a. Sergio Riccardi. Rafael Sartorato. Molly A. Schmidt. Prakriti Shukla. Blair Steinmetz. Luisa Jeanette Valenzuela. Trin Vo.
Thank you, Dean Nelson, and thank you for the save, Dean Griswold. That was great. President Das, on the recommendation of the deans and the faculty, it is my great honor to present to you these candidates for their degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Liptak. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Boston Architectural College, it is my great honor to confer upon you the degrees that you have so richly earned. In accordance with the custom, you are entitled to all the rights and privileges that pertain to this degree here and elsewhere. Congratulations to all of you. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the alumni community, a network of 5,000 alumni strong. May you sprout, grow, and become great banyan trees. May you keep alive the curious and the creative child within you. May you touch the world like a calligrapher's brush with sensitivity, artistry, and respect. May you succeed in realizing your great aspiration to serve the entire life world. May you be inspired and be inspiring. May you, as my favorite Star Trek character, Lieutenant Commander Spock would say, live long and prosper. On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, Board of Trustees, and overseers of the BAC, I wish you all a healthy, happy, and successful future. I ask you again, are you ready for an exciting expedition? I'm sure you are. Go forth and do good work and change the world for the better. Now, let me express my gratitude to many who made this great event possible. Thank you all for participating in the most joyous event. Thank you to all our creative and dedicated faculty and staff for their tireless work. Particularly, I'd like to thank my incredible executive assistant, Shannon Thorin, for her overall event coordination to make this innovative and complex ceremony possible. I also want to thank our wonderful media partner, Bearwalk Cinema, without whose help we could not have pulled off such a professional and complex undertaking. Before we conclude, I invite us all to watch the congratulatory remarks from the members of the BAC community. So let's roll.
And to the end of a really weird year. No doubt you've all earned a good break from the BAC and from such hard work. But when you're ready, feel free to get in touch with me with anything you need. I'd be happy to hear from you. And perhaps there's even a new way for you to participate in the BAC community as an alumni mentor, as an educator, or even as a BAC employer. I'd be happy to hear from each and every one of you. Best of luck to you all.
Hi, this is Patty Vaughn, Director of Administrative Operations.
Hello, this is Alden Waters, Senior Coordinator of Administrative Operations.
This is Ellen Yee, Director of Facilities, and we'd like to say,
Congratulations!
Woohoo! Congratulations on such a huge accomplishment in such times of uncertainty. You've been an inspiration to me and to the community. Now go, change the world. The sky's the limit.
Congratulations to all of the graduates. Woo! Congratulations!
Go get him, Tiger!
Hey, I'm Cheetah. Uh-oh.
Hey, congratulations all you BAC graduates. You all did a great job.
Class of 2021, congratulations.
Congratulations, BAC graduates. You made it. It was not easy to get here to this very day, but you did it. My name is Eliza Wilson, and I serve as Associate Director of Alumni Relations and Development here at the BAC. Today, I want you to know you have joined a community of thousands of BAC alums as you transition from students to alumni and realize all the rights and privileges that come with your BAC education. Wherever your life and career may take you, please always remember, the BAC will always be your academic home. I hope you come back to visit, stay connected with each other and the school. Feel free to drop an email to alumni@thebac.edu and let us know what you're up to. Hang out in the BAC Grove and keep checking your BAC email. Have a fantastic summer and enjoy the next chapter, and know we are all so proud of you.
Hey BAC graduates, on behalf of Learning Resource Centers, we congratulate you on your graduation day. Good luck in future.
Hello, I'm Karen Nelson, and it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit in Boston, and I'm putting on a wool beret. So that means it must be the month of May, and it's time to congratulate each and every one of you for arriving at this moment to celebrate your excellence, your determination, tenacity, your ability to will yourself through one of the most difficult years in the last 100. So I'm raising a glass. I want to toast you to your continued good health, good work, great architecture, and I look forward to welcoming you back to the community as alumni. So well done.
Oh, hi, hello. My name is Armando Natal. I'm from the Facilities Department. And I just want to congratulate all the students that graduate and in the future will become architects from the BAC College in Boston. So my best wishes to you, and hopefully we'll see you soon in the near future. Goodbye.
From everyone here at the Registrar's Office,
Congratulations.
Class of 2021.
Congratulations to all of you graduates. This is a well-deserved milestone and recognition.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, Dave. We're so proud of you.
Congratulations, buddy.
Job well done.
Happy graduation, Colton and Marsha. We love you.
We love you.
Hey, Colton. Congratulations, Donkite. You done well, and good luck.
Congratulations, graduates. You should be incredibly proud of what you've accomplished. It wasn't always easy, and sometimes it was probably hard. Hopefully, sometimes it was also fun. Don't forget about that. All of us here at the BAC know the excellent work you've done, and we have no doubts about the excellent work you will do. Thank you for the opportunity and challenge of trying to keep up with you.
Wasn't that a wonderful bouquet of good wishes and congratulations? I've really thoroughly enjoyed watching them, listening to them, and what a joy and what a festive occasion. So these commencement exercises are now concluded. Please join us for the various virtual celebrations being organized by your respective school deans. So thank you all and stay safe out there and hope to see you in person soon.